What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Finally, we are here for Greenleaf, some 24 to 48 hours after it airs. Listen, why would Oprah put this out? This season finale of Greenleaf, why would she put it out on Thanksgiving Eve? Who does that? Like, what? Anyway, as you guys know, if you saw my posting on YouTube, it was my plan, because I was traveling all night Wednesday, to get down here to Florida to be with my sister and her family. I was going to have it up until Thanksgiving Day. Well, that was a bust, because Thanksgiving Day was crazy. Still had people coming in. My sister was pretending like she couldn't cook. You know, it's just shenanigans. Lots and lots of shenanigans. So, plus it was crazy. Like, every time I look down at my phone, every time I try to steal away. My sister is actually the stalker that my mom gave birth to. Seriously, you cannot disappear in her presence. Like, I don't care whose house you're in, what state you're in, you cannot disappear. No. Anyway, we are here for Greenleaf, and I'm going to tell y'all something. I have been off YouTube because I saw thumbnails, all these thumbnails, like random TV reviews. They was like, oh, I was like, oh, it was making me anxious, making me feel like I was missing something, right? And I saw James Caldwell thumbnail, and I saw Bishop all laid out and Lady May holding him. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm missing something big. And yeah, everybody had their review out like that. Like, boom, boom, boom. Like, people who normally do their review Friday. It ain't but a few of us that drop them like day of, like night of. So you can have them first thing Thursday morning. It's only a few people that do that, like in the small black YouTuber circle, right? So your girl felt like she was missing out, but I watched the episode this morning, and did we really miss anything? I mean, the season itself was really, really good, and it was you know, riveting. Y'all know I felt that last episode was rushed. I felt like they was, you know, really trying to do too much too fast. And this season finale is the same way. It's like, we're just going to wrap all this up and move to season 4. And we may or may not hash it out or address it in season 4, right? So, okay, y'all, my family is up and moving around. I know I just heard a TV pop on with cartoons, but we just gonna have to power through this, because it's gonna always be something. Anyway, this season finale was garbage. Y'all know I'm in common area, so y'all ain't gonna get nothing but a PG-13 version, and I apologize for that. But please know all substitute curse words will be provided today for you, courtesy of Random TV Reviews. If you guys have not checked them out, check them out. It's a husband and wife duo, and they don't say shh, honey iced tea. They say skit, and they don't say the F word for getting it on. They say buck. Okay. And I think I can figure out GD and all of that. So y'all can thank them. Go over there and thank them for providing us with, as my mama say, some bywords. you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And we're this close to having 3,000 subscribers, and it would be nice, you know, to have 3,000 subscribers by Christmas. I think that would be a lovely Christmas present to myself. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the thumbs up and that notification bell, as well as let's talk about it down below. I know y'all been waiting, so let's do this, okay? Let's get to it. Alright, so this is the season 3 finale of Greenleaf, The New Life. Alright, so the episode opens where it left off, which was Basie standing in Bishop's office, threatening him with a gun. In walks Corinne. He points the gun at Corinne, and Bishop talks him down, tells Corinne not to go and call the police, which is what I would have done ASAP. It's a gun. Like, no, you don't let that slide. But Bishop is able to talk Basie in and out of dropping the gun and bringing it back up, and dropping the gun and bringing it back up. And finally, he decides he's going to go ahead and leave Bishop alive. And he tells, Bishop tells him to go with God. Okay. Of course, Corinne goes out to tell Lady Mae, but not before her and Patty are walking out of the church. And Patty is running alongside her, and she is so super excited. Shout out to Patty LaBelle, 70 years old plus, and she's skipping along in them high heels, baby, like it is nothing, baby. And Patty is saying, you did it. You won this church over today. I was like, well, I guess I heard a different sermon than everybody else, because she sounded like she was spitballing to me. But I digress. Meanwhile, Corinne runs up and she just can't get it all out. She's like, Bishop, gun, Basie, I don't know. Lady Mae takes off and runs. I mean, this is the man she has fought with, and she has wrestled with. She danced all night in the juke joint. Danced all night long in the juke joint over this dude. Baby, she has betrayed her daughter and her faith and everything. Alright, behind punishing Bishop. But the minute she hears that he's in a little bit of danger, baby, she runs to his aid. And he just tells her, no, it's all fine. Now, mind you, Bishop is sweating. He, you know, he's under a lot of stress, right? He just had to talk a shooter down off the tower. And she runs up to him, and Charity runs in, and everybody sort of just runs to his aid. You know, we done spent this whole season avoiding and dodging and ignoring and mistreating one another. This is the incident that brings us all together. You see Jacob on the phone. He at the house with Carissa, trying to talk Carissa out of divorce. And he is telling Charity, she called him to tell him what was going on. Get a doctor over there now. I was like, why y'all ain't got y'all purse and keys and on y'all way over there? Somebody told me somebody pulled a gun on my daddy. I'm on my way to the house. Okay? I'll be there in 5 minutes. All right? But, you know, he tells Charity, thank you, Charity, for calling me. I love you. I was like, okay. Now y'all loving, kind siblings. I'm only mentioning this because I want y'all to see how they trying to wrap this whole thing up after having a season full. Out of 13 episodes, we get 11 episodes of discourse, and we get episode 12 and episode 13, which are the wrap it up episodes, and we act like it's all you know what I'm saying? It's smoke and mirrors. It's magic. Dumb. Anyway, y'all. So he tries to tell Carissa, our baby's back home, all this stuff going on with daddy. We need to just put this divorce thing on hold. And she's against doing that because she feel like, you trying to poo-poo it and put it back, put it back in its place. And I don't know if I'm ready to do that, but I will tell you this. We can hold off on the conversation and I'll think about it. At that moment, he gets a call from Pastor Bulge, who is also the accountant at the church at Triumph. And he listening to the man, looking all shocked, looking all crazy. And we don't find out until later that this pastor has decided that this accountant has decided that he's taking over Triumph. And taking over Triumph because he feel like they ain't godly enough to govern this church, so he ousting them. I was like, how? It's just the notion of it. Okay. All right, so we're not even gonna try to, but we know how easy churches are to acquire on Greenleaf. We gonna get to see Calvary acquired like that, right in front of Bishop and Lady May. We know that Jacob and Carissa got Triumph like that from Basie and Tasha, and I guess they can lose it just as easily. Like, no big deal. Like, what? Who cares? Okay. And so it's just odd. Anyway, we see Lady May sending Patty Patterson on her way, and Patty is getting loaded up. This is after the service, and she's gone in to see Bishop, and there's so much scuttlebutt, and Lady May tells her to go before the board and call them up, and you tell them after you have raised the roof like you did down at Lady May Day, they ought to get more than give you this building. They ought to put your name on a plaque out front. Okay, your face on all the billboards. All right, so then we see Grace meeting with Connie and one of the pastors of Faith and Harmony. Well, evidently Faith and Harmony is an organization that buys churches and makes them a part of a larger body. Now, Bishop has already said that he thinks that they are shysters and grifters. They basically have these churches as money-making machines. They take all the money and leave, the carcass. But Grace is there having dinner with both of them, and she hearing Connie out, and she hearing this pastor over Faith and Harmony out. That's the same one that Bishop met last episode. He's a good-looking man. And Grace has a measure of hostility, but it ain't nothing like it should be. Grace has taken everything that has happened this season in stride. She just, she just not easily fazed at all. I guess after she body slammed her uncle into that that living room table, and shanked him in his thorax. Everything else is gravy, right? So Grace has a little rebuttal, but they tell her this is happening either way. They want her to be an interim pastor for a year. But can I have a beat to pray about it? I was like, oh wait, Grace, you pray? Oh, okay, we're gonna see. Anyway, we see where May and Grace are walking the next morning around the property, the Greenleaf property, and she's telling him how excited she is. May is telling Grace about how excited she is to go and talk to the board, and how well the sermon was, and how great and how wonderful it was. And she is so excited to let them know that not only can she bring down the house, but Bishop, who in his moment of self-reflection, and I guess coming this close to dying, he decided he was going to give her the church. He wasn't going to fight her for it, and Godspeed. So now she's telling Grace this, and she's telling Grace that she's going to tell the board this. Okay, she's very, very excited. You can just see she's almost skipping with excitement. And Grace was like, yeah, about that. And immediately she turns to You know, she's like, and then when Grace says about that, she is like, what is it, Grace? What is it? Well, they want me to be interim pastor of the church. Oh, you would just love that, wouldn't you? You cannot wait to drag me in, to drag my good name. And next you be wanting to tell your father, well, you go right ahead, Grace. And Grace is like, ho, 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 ho. I'm just telling you this because I'm letting you know what's going on. Number A. Number B, after you done sat around and had your monkey dunk stomp by Lionel, and I'm a product of that, you gonna hold my feet to the fire about your sins? I don't think you will. I don't think you will. Can you show me a modicum of respect, considering I have, after everything you have put me and this family through, I've shown you nothing but respect? You know what? You are always trying to undermine me. Your self-righteousness, I just cannot. I was just like, oh. It was a good speech, but we've heard it all before. Grace, you are wrong. Grace, you are less than. Grace, you are not better than me. Grace, yes, I am jealous of you. Okay, and I wish I could control you a little better, but I cannot. So therefore, you must always, always, always be put in your place and checked and diminished in any capacity, lest you think you can rise up over me, Grace. This is the speech we have heard repeatedly. Repeatedly. Okay, so as she storms off, Grace says, Aaron and I got the blood test, the results of a blood test back. And Lady May, again, like she being hit hard in the back. Boom. She turns around, walks up to Grace, and she takes a deep breath. And Grace says, Lionel is my father. Oh boy, when I tell you all the wind that was in Lady May's sail, baby. Oh, Grace say, okay, no air, no room to breathe. Yeah. Yeah, ho. First Lady Ho. Okay. Yeah, come on down off your self-righteous horse, ma'am. Everybody knows now. Everybody's going to know, right? Including Bishop. So she tells Grace that she has decided that she's going to tell Bishop. I'll tell your father. Meanwhile, we go see Jacob going to see his daddy the next day after he done had a gun pulled on him. He goes to stumble by and tell his father about how they done lost Triumph. He figured he'd come over there and back to Calvary and sit up under Lady May. And Bishop said, well, you should do that now because your mother's going to need some help. We can keep this family together. And your sermonettes have gotten a whole lot better. Well, when was the last time you heard me preach, Daddy? What you think I do at 3 a.m. in the morning? I was like, okay. All right. Let's move forward. So Jacob think for sure he is going to get in where he fit in over there at Calvary, and it's all gonna be buttoned up. No big deal. I lose this church, I just go back over to my family's church. So we see the whole family we see Lady May, Bishop, Jacob meet with the board. And the board turns out to be 4 people. 3 people in Connie. Connie sitting at the head of it. I was like, how the heck y'all let these 4 people take over y'all church? It's stupid to me. It's dumb. Well, we gonna talk about New Birth and they new pastor in the video after this. But first, let's talk about this Greenleaf situation. This is where Lady May full on challenges Connie. Finally, somebody challenges Connie. Like Connie running around there like she in charge. Like I mean, obviously she is, but at the same time, Connie should have been reined in a long time ago. But y'all too busy squabbling amongst yourselves and trying to tear each other down. And then other folk come in and splinter the family. Finally, May tells her, "Girl, you ain't got no clout here." We know she do. But you ain't got no clout here. You just a underage girl driving her father's without a license. I was like, oh, that was a long way around to tell that girl she ain't valid. You is not bona fide, Connie. You is not bona fide. Bishop, that's what he tells them. This Faith and Harmony, all they do is garner churches, and then they gut them and bleed them dry. You're not going to be happy with this church. Jacob don't say nothing because, again, he just trying to get in where he fit in. If y'all got a spot, y'all can put me in. Please put me in there. I mean, he has lost all sense of leadership whatsoever. He doesn't weigh in on anything. Not that he has any pull over there at Greenleaf, but it wouldn't hurt to speak up on your parents' behalf. Nothing. Nada. Zip. Zero. Nothing. He says nothing. So when Lady May challenges Connie and tells her that the church love her after the sermon she did, and they find out what she trying to do, they gonna throw her off the highest building. And that's when they get her a petition of 2,000 signatures from the church members. And Lady May is like, ooh, oh, yeah, but you was too busy fighting with your husband and causing discourse with your daughter to pay attention to the fact that people wasn't feeling you like that no way. But I think Bishop kind of tried to tell you that too. Like, you thought Lady Mayday just changed all of that. Well, anyway, she got her hurt feelings, her cracked face, and she got on up and walked out. Bishop was next to walk out after her. And, of course, they was dragging little boy Jacob right behind him. So, then we get to see where Bishop and May... Now, Bishop is leaning. Every time we see him, he is... He barely holding on. He talking to Corinne. He still got the IRS on his tail. That money he tried to pay the IRS, it wasn't his no way. Okay, everybody's being absolved. Now, after the FBI done raided the church, the IRS has come down on them. Everybody has been absolved. Bishop does still have the whole IRS situation going on. But everybody's fine. Nobody's in jail. Nobody is being questioned by the... But Bishop is still by the police, but Bishop is still under a certain amount of stress. So when Lady May goes in and she asks him if he leaving for the day, and he was like, yeah, I've had a long day. She wants him to come over for dinner. He was like, oh, really? Yeah, come over for dinner. I'll cook. So we see where Carissa and Jacob are setting up for dinner. And she is back to being officially season 1 Carissa, where she is taking over, she is butting in, she is usurping her authority over everybody. She is Miss Budinsky, she is in control and in charge of everything. She knows what's best. And she's back to full-time, full-on sliding Jacob every chance he gets. It's something he's used to. He's obviously comfortable with the way she talks to him because he falls right into it. And the little boy he acted like in that boardroom with his mama and daddy is the same way he act with Carissa over this dinner table. She telling him, well, why you didn't tell them that you would take over? I don't know why they don't make you co-pastor over there even with Grace. If they're going to make Grace interim pastor, they ought to make you co-pastor. It's only right. Did you ask them? Did you fight for it? You know what? I have decided we are not going to get a divorce. We're not going to get a divorce because I'm going to need you to work so you can pay your child support and take care of us in the lifestyle to which we have grown accustomed. And that means I'm going to have to take over because you don't know how to do nothing. You can't do nothing right. It turns him on. It turns him on. Oh, you going to take me? You going to keep me? Okay, I'm not being punished anymore. No problem. I'm going to thank you by giving you a hard, stiff one right here on the dinner table. She was like, well, that's a start. So we see Bishop and May. After they have had dinner, they're sitting there with an after dinner cordial, a bit of port. And she tells him, Grace is Lionel's daughter. He doesn't budge. He doesn't blink. He just leans over and he says, now are we even? I was like, oh, well, that was easy peasy. We could have done that 10 episodes ago. But okay. Just in these few minutes, he acknowledges, kids about it, forgives her, moves forward. Oh, Bishop. She lays her head on top of his. It's so loving and Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King-esque. It's all just so loving and beautiful, and she's got tears. I've held all this grief and shame for all this time, and you're able to just forgive me? Oh, baby, I want you to move back in. And he was like, move back in? She was like, yes, please, come back home. After we have gone to the pinnacle, which is divorce, split the church up, kicked him out, ushered her in after a major tug of war. Just like that. Boop, boop, boop. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Just total bull crap. So he tells her he will move back in under one condition. I want you to make amends with Grace. Whether she's of my lineage or not, she's your daughter. Okay, and we love her, and we want to bring her back into the fold. I was like, Bishop, you are just a pillar of strength and forgiveness, sir. It's all just so godly. Okay. So then we see where Basie's at the liquor store. He walking through the liquor store on the phone, you know, that pimp walk. Talking to Tasha. Yeah, so baby, come on. Me and you is we gonna be off to Mexico. Rochelle's got it all planned. We gonna all be together. She packing up a moving truck. Now evidently the feds done gave her a second chance, gave her out. She don't have to serve no time with her deal. He want her to come on, let's all go together to Mexico. And she was like, Basie, I'm done with you. I'm done with this whole situation. You need to get that money back and make it right. He was like, I ain't giving no money back. Now if the Lord want to take it, he can take it, but I ain't giving it back. And he's like, now listen to me, baby. I'm just going to tell you like this. What is it? You want to be over there with Jacob? And she was like, Basie, bye. And he was like, just wait a minute. I'm trying to tell you that we got all this money. We're going to run out. Basie, goodbye. She hangs up. I don't know if we're going to see Tasha again. She done packed up the condo and she moving on. That situation has been wrapped up. She's talked to the FBI. They absolved her of all wrongdoing, even though it is a federal crime to have done what she did. No biggie. Meanwhile, it's a big hulking man in the liquor store. Okay, and Basie finds out real quick he got a couple of big boys after him. He goes out and gets in the car with Rochelle. She's an old, fast, stick shift sports car. And she was like, did you get the liquor? He was like, let's go. And she was like, what? I don't understand. He said, just drive. And she peels off in the truck, drives behind them. That's it for Tasha, Basie, and Rochelle. We don't get no more information about Tasha, Basie, or Rochelle. That's it. That's it for season 3 of them. We don't know if we're going to see them in season 4. We have no idea. Okay. We just wrapping up storylines here. That's all we doing. So, then we see Grace and Aaron, and they talking, and Aaron lets her know that the will was read and her daddy Lionel left her $3 million. Well, what did he leave you? Nothing. Nothing at all. It don't seem right to take this money, Aaron, and you have been his blood son all this time. He didn't respect me, my lifestyle, my feelings, nothing. The whole time he was here, I don't need his money. And she was like, that's the most Christian thing I ever heard. I was like, okay, Grace. Okay, Grace. I done got to the point where I just don't care for Grace. I just do not care for Grace. And why they trying to put her in as a spiritual leader is just beyond me. Anyway. So, she's got a $3 million. She act like she don't want it. But okay. Then, we get to see, where Grace meets with the Harmony and Faith and Harmony founder, and the black guy who runs the churches. And it's Jeff Bridges or Bo Bridges, one of the Bridges boys is playing the guy, white guy. And he tells Grace that he's excited about her coming on board and acting as interim pastor for a year. He hears that she's a prophet. I was like, he hears that she's a prophet. Where Darius at? We gonna hear from Darius at all? Okay. What's going on with Sophia? Okay. Grace is a prophet, but we don't need that right now. We need your voice, Grace. What we need is your voice. We need you to talk to the people and lead the people and be our mouthpiece for the people. See, because the people not going to give if we don't have a figurehead that's over them that represents idealism that will, compel them to give. And that's basically what we need you to do, Grace. Capiche? And she just sitting there. I was just like, this is ridiculous. So we see Bishop talking to Grace again, and Bishop is still leaning. We can see that something is building there, and she wants to give him part of her $3 million, whatever he need to help him get over his IRS thing. And he kind of lightly, low-key, vaguely turns it down. Like, I'm not really sure if it was a turn down, but okay. And and he encourages her about speaking and preaching and focusing on that. No matter what they say, you my daughter. And Merle Dandridge gives us the worst crying scene. I mean, I was like, you need to go over there and talk to the Queen Sugar Girls, because the Queen Sugar Girls know how to command tears. She had one tear, and then it was just like she had squeezed the eye real hard over here and pushed out just to have 2 drops of water. I was just like, oh, please don't do this. Please don't do Greenleaf like this. Okay. So, we see where Bishop is going to speak. This is going to be his last time speaking. Everyone is there. Sophia, Carissa, Jacob, Charity's in the choir stand. May and Grace are sitting on the pulpit. He acknowledges Grace as the new interim pastor. This is his last time speaking. They never bring a text, but he comes with a sermon basically about Moses not getting into the land of milk and honey. And, he talks about how Moses must have at least been proud to be a part of the journey and seeing all the people that he has pastored and fostered able to go into the promised land. It's wonderful. And basically he represents Moses. And he acknowledges Grace and Lady May, and he stumbles. Now, in the average church, the armor bearers would have been on him so quickly. He just that little leaning. Oh. I was like, y'all don't see he about to fall out. But it's for dramatic effects. So he just, thanks. They all run up. All of the siblings run up. All of the May runs up. All right. I don't think we saw the grandkids, but it seemed like the whole Greenleaf family was gathered around him. And that's when Bishop musters up enough strength to say, God showed me my ending. And this is it. Here we are. The end. And Lady May is saying, no, Bishop, don't you give up. No, Daddy. No, don't you do it. He was like, this is it. This is all I Now, most people, if you get a chance to say something, what you consider to be your final words, it would be, Lord, forgive me for all that I have done. But Bishop makes a final impassioned speech right there on the pulpit. Nobody else runs up. Call 911. Nobody else runs up except for the family members, and they gathered around him as he goes out. I was like, is Lady May speaking tongues in his ear, or was she telling him not to give up, not to quit? I don't know. I'm not sure. Then we see Sophia and Zora walking down to the lake. Sophia seems fine. Zora seems fine. Zora, they smart mouth back and forth with one another, and then agree that they are never going to break up as cousins again and not stop talking to each other. And They hug and go back inside. They dressed in all black. We go inside, everybody's dressed in all black. Lady May is, people are buzzing around the house. It looked like it may be a wake or a funeral, but nobody's really mentioning Bishop, and nobody seems particularly sad. May takes this opportunity to try and make amends with Grace, like she told Bishop she would before he passed out. And she just basically starts the conversation and lets Grace know that she apologizes, and she just, you know, we can't talk in depth about it, but we'll talk a little bit more later. And Grace kind of appreciates that. They all go sit down at the dinner table where Carissa is taking over. She's chastising Zora about walking off even a half an inch without my permission, and you and your daddy ain't gonna conspire against me. I'm in charge of everything that goes on around here in this family, because I know what's best for everybody. Lady May comes on in and says, you know what, dial it back, have a seat, we don't need you to do all that right now. Lady May sits down at the head of the table, and we just assuming, but what Bishop would have wanted for us. And okay, then Bishop walks in. Turns out this has been some 2 or 3 weeks earlier. He was in the hospital. He recovered. He's better now, and he's fully retired. And they stand up to say a prayer over the dinner as a whole family. The first time we've seen them all together around the table since season 1. And Lady May asked Grace to say, Grace, oh, there's my brother-in-law. Lady May asked Grace to say the prayer over the food, and she prays over the food, and she prays over the family, and then she prays revenge. That the family can take back what's theirs. I was just like, oh my goodness. This how y'all finna do season 3? This is ridiculous. It's just, y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all know y'all done seen a ton of reviews since mine was not out early. I know y'all got a lot of opinions. I have yet to see any other reviews because of course I had not done mine. So I'm eager for you guys to tell me what you think. I'm gonna tell you this. If season 4 is going to be rushed, it's not going to be well thought out, your girl's not here for it. Your girl's not here for it. I'm just telling you that. I'm not saying I'm not going to review them. All I'm saying is this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. The fact that they are not fleshing things out. So now all of a sudden Grace is at the pinnacle again. Oh, and the district attorney who was threatening her and Coralie, he's resigning. So we just... Corley's gonna get off scot-free because this man is gone, and who's gonna take over for them? I'm like, is it gonna be Aaron? Because Aaron at the dinner table with the family too. They've fully accepted Aaron and Kevin as a couple, and Charity seems like she's all together well from the whole situation. Like, okay, y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. Okay, until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.